another person.
I think I struggle with something I saw on your website, or I have, not always, but several of my relationships have. That's codependency. So like, you and your partner feel like you have to do everything together. You can't live without your partner, kind of thing, and that's not a healthy thing, right?
No, and there's a word that a lot of people don't know, because codependency is a word that, I mean, I think you've even heard of that word, right? Codependency? No? So codependency is when you basically, your worth, your value, your sense of peace
is on someone else.
Is connected to somebody else's validation of you. And so it comes from, it's not super healthy. So what we want in a relationship more than that is interdependency. And so a lot of people look at codependency and independent, like I don't need you at all over here. And what the
it's like a spectrum.
Yeah, exactly. So the healthier place is interdependency. I choose you, and then you choose me, and then you have to need your partner. And a lot of people are like, I don't need anything, and because it's a real vulnerable place to need. But needing from a place of the soft place to fall, the person you can count on, the person in your corner, the person that's got your back. You got to be able to need somebody.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Now that you say it, that's kind of what I've been looking for in my next relationship. I've noticed when I'm looking, now I do feel a bit ready to date, even though I counted up the days since the last one. But I do, like over these last couple of months, I really do feel like I've been more excited and kind of have put that in the past a bit. I still get sad over it, which
well,
is
you want
normal,
to learn from it before you start dating.
Right. Well, that's a good one.
That's when do you start dating? Can you tell why? Now, if you've never dated before, like somebody that's starting as an adolescent, you really want to look at, I think, what it is that you're practicing learning to care about another person. Ideally, now that's not what a lot of people do with dating. Yeah. They're looking for somebody to affirm that they're good enough, that they're hot enough, that they're desirable, that they're fine. They're looking for you to affirm that in me, and that's not going to work. And that's why it burns out.
You've done a lot of research into what makes a healthy relationship. What are some things that that are good to
my definition of a healthy relationship is a relationship that heals, transforms, and enriches your life.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. That's good.
That is good.
Yeah.
Say it again. Heals, transforms.
When a relationship that heals, transforms, and enriches your life. And most people, and look what fingers left up, they're looking for enrich. And then you get that. So really, it's about having the healing and transforming part. And people go, no, I don't need any of that. Thanks very much. I'd like the enrichment. Thank you. And then it doesn't work. And so if you really lean into caring about another person, you can't really do that in 7th grade and 8th grade and 9th grade as well as you can as you get older and have more concept of how would you love somebody else if you don't even really know how to love yourself.
How do you love yourself?
Exactly. How do you love yourself? So do you have any answers for that?
That would be something that you would have to find out your own way. And I feel like everyone loves themselves their own way. I would define it by taking care of myself, so doing the things I love and stuff like that.
Oh, that's it. That is a good one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like if a relationship takes away from you doing that, or your partner is asking you to do less of that, then I guess it's like a toxic relationship.
That sounds good. I have one of my relationships that didn't work. Well, all of them didn't work. Because I'm single,
they worked to some degree.
Right.
They did
but
something.
One of my more toxic relationships, that was one of the things. Like, I like playing video games. I like doing business stuff. It's just what intrigues me. I like pickleball. Mm-hmm. But that relationship evolved or devolved into somewhat of a codependency in that, we just watched TV together because that's what we had in common, and we were out in the boonies, so there wasn't much going on. We were in the city, and over years, that became resentment in that I didn't get to play games or make content or whatever, and I started resenting that person. And that's kind of when the wheels started coming off, and I'm sure she probably had stuff she wanted to do that she didn't get to do because we didn't have as much in common too.
Right.
I don't know where I was going with that, but
well, when you think about what self-care would be for you in 8th grade at 14, people start dating at that age sometimes, not in our house, but so people when you think of self-care, what does that mean? What would you do?
Again, doing something you love.
What are things you love?
So theater is something I really like doing. So it's if they're saying take away from rehearsal time or a time where I need to be practicing characterization or lines or something like that, then that would be a problem. And then for me,
that'd be a deal breaker for you.
Working out is something I really like to do, and I feel like it puts me in like a right mindset, and like obviously I'm taking care of my body, and so doing that would be something.
Those are good examples.
Maybe someone that would like to work out with you would be a good thing. Or where do you go on that? Like,
well, I think that
they don't have to work out with you, but it's a cool thing to have in common.
Not like, I don't think it'd be someone who works out with you if they're not about working out. Then you don't have to do it. It's just someone that's like, you're always working out and you never have any time for me, and you're always practicing lines, and I just want you to come to dinner with me instead of practicing your lines tonight, or I want you to do this, then working out, even though you feel like you really need to do that for yourself. But if you're changing to fit someone else, then you're just not, that's not the point of a relationship.